Welcome back, everyone, to the New Big Hypnosis channel. My name is Troy J. Bacon, and I'm a certified hypnotherapist and Reiki practitioner. I live in Seattle, but do a lot of my work remotely. Plus, I have a space I can work in person in Seattle. It's an honor to be sharing my piece with you again on the Quantum Credo Corner series with Derrick Ivy. And today, our main topic is around getting unstuck in your life and achieving what you want and achieving things in your life. So, I turn it over to you, Derrick.
Hey everybody. Yeah, my name is Derrick Ivy. I am a hypnotherapist based out of Colorado. I am a transpersonal alchemal hypnotherapist, as well as Reiki master and teacher, energy healing development instructor. I work remotely with people all over the world. And I am so glad to be here also, Troy. And it was a great seeds of conversation that were planted last time and kind of in our last episode. And I just see that really blossoming even more and a lot coming out, a lot of helpful stuff that is going to help people get out from under a rock when they feel like they're stuck.
Yeah, I think so. The last episode is episode 4. This is number 5. And so last time we were talking about, it ended up being mostly about how people get stuck and the ways that our self-talk keeps us stuck and small and blocks us. Our self-talk, our
Yeah.
the, various things that people do to sabotage themselves. So yeah, that's on the channel. Go back and watch that if you wish, if you haven't. That will help you get, I think, more up to speed with what we're talking about. So this is more about practical tips and techniques of getting unstuck and getting moving in your life. Let's see, I have some things I wanted to talk about, including an idea I've been learning recently through life, um, kind of like life synchronicities too. I read it in a book. I think it was the surrender experiment that I showed. I think it was in the last video, this book. Uh,
Yes, and that's a wonderful, wonderful book for
the
anyone listening, thinking, is this right for me to read? Yes.
Yeah, it showed up in my life at the right moment when I was learning to surrender to life and just let life work with me too, instead of trying to force it to work in exactly the way I want, because I figured out that doesn't.
Exactly.
So anyway, this idea that I've been learning is to always be able to be ready to just do and just be yourself. You don't always need to be strict about taking all of your supplements and having a nice full breakfast in the morning and then doing a meditation or workout or what you do and then having to go through that process and then be able to go to work or always be able to um, have what some people would call even luxuries to just even get a coffee in the morning, or even though that helps sometimes if you wake up early. Um, yeah, but just always being able to be ready because truly, just like the Egyptian mystery schools teach, I believe it's mentioned in the Bible, the Christian Bible, and other ancient spiritual and religious traditions that, and Buddhism, I know, talks about
Correct.
what we have is or what we need is already within us. Um, and my dog is on my lap, so I need to help her.
Is that Lavender?
Yeah, she's
She is so cute.
napping,
A sweet girl.
me warm. Yeah,
And she responds so well to the Reiki too,
she
that you were
does.
sharing on our last couple episodes ago.
Yeah, one thing also with animal Reiki is that animals get more closely bonded to you when you do Reiki with them a
They
lot.
do.
Yeah, but she's been doing well with Reiki.
She's a very calm girl.
Yeah, I can say confidently at this point that I've already helped, I think, neutralize her PTSD and reactiveness to most other dogs. She at least doesn't charge and react the same way she used to. She still needs some tune-ups here and there before we go out sometimes. But yeah, she's doing a lot better. She's typically just very calm around dogs, not so reactive. And yeah, she's really adjusted a lot. She was
And
adopted,
that brings me, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say she was adopted from Mexico, but yeah, go ahead, Derek.
That brings me to the next topic that I was going to bring up about getting unstuck for humans too is Reiki is a great tool. You know, just tuning in and just being and feeling the flow of the Reiki energy, just becoming playful with the Reiki energy, kind of trying out different things, kind of bringing that quality of curiosity to your Reiki practice tends to kind of you notice things that you might not have noticed before, and it can change your perspective if you're like in this space where you're stuck. It's because you keep running around in circles in these lower vibrations when really your body is just screaming for that to absorb that Reiki energy and kind of allow this space for the healing to come in, the healing to occur, and for that energy to be transformed. But it's kind of like taking the lid off and not suffocating it anymore and kind of letting it breathe.
Definitely. And that's a good point. I'll say that last year I was, um, although I didn't fully realize it to the deepest degree, I was very stuck and keeping myself kind of stuck and not moving, not really creating success for myself for most of last year. And it was last November, November of 2022, that I was watching a video on YouTube from Claire Candy Hoff. She's also a walk-in and she's an angelic walk-in, but I'm more of a starseed. Anyway, she was talking about her Reiki and how it one of the things she offers is clearing of businesses, clearing and charging and getting things moving again in your life and business.
I've done several in my practice. I've done several businesses as well. Have
Yeah,
you ever done that?
I'm getting into it, but yeah, I started learning Reiki last November um, because um, because I heard her talking about that, and then I had a healing session with her, and then learned Reiki. And so it's really something anyone can learn. It's not that difficult, really, but you've just got to work with a master teacher and go through the class and get the certification. And then it's really pretty easy overall to do the energy and channel it and move. But it's not just a one-time thing. You really have to keep it up. It's literally a type of martial art on the energy level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, otherwise, if you don't keep on doing Reiki and keep on moving things, then you will get stuck again. But yeah, it was after that that I started to see the power of what my teacher Claire was able to do for me and help me with to get my life moving again. And then it was last December after I worked with her and learned Reiki that I started going to fairs, getting out there and networking more and being more active with my hypnotherapy and Reiki practice. And yeah, now I'm certified in Reiki 2, going on um, level 3 and the master teacher at some point soon. Um, Yeah, so Reiki has really helped supercharge my life. Also after that, not just on the business level, I started really bringing to or applying the last few chapters or some chapters worth of edits that a friend had given me on the novel I'm working on. And now I'm publishing that this year because of that. And so then I started finishing that up. I submitted it, I think originally last December to some publishers, but the first few didn't work out. Um, anyway, so now I'm going to publish my novel this year, and it's the first of a trilogy. And I'm quite happy about that. That's one of the multiple things that Reiki has helped me get moving in my life is getting my novel um, finished, basically. Now it's up to 17 chapters where it is finally, and I didn't actually expect to add that many chapters, but I did. I'm quite happy about that. Number 17 is significant, but yeah, Reiki is a powerful practice for getting things moving.
How would one of our listeners go about using Reiki to charge a manifestation like writing a novel? Because I think that's something that is so valuable and underutilized.
Yeah, that's a great question because honestly, I could say that it's something equivalent or very similar to a Reiki um, integration and blessing, although it wasn't called Reiki, that I received when I was what was it? I was 18 when I started.
Qigong.
Yeah, I was 18 when I started writing the book. It wasn't actually from a human that I received the integration and blessing, but from Einstein the Crystal Skull. And so that was 9 years ago. Um, yeah, then that's when the book got um, started to be put together. I started actually writing it, and it's nothing quite the same as what the early versions or bits of what I wrote were. But yeah, it's still quite an amazing mystery adventure story. And that's how I got started with it, with writing my novel. I've really known most of my life, I think, that I wanted to be a writer and author, and I will be of probably many books throughout my life, nonfiction and
You
fiction.
will.
Yeah, that's one of my capacities. And so if you have that within you, certainly a Reiki master like Derrick or I, Reiki practitioner too, will also be able to get energy flowing through your mind, body, spirit, soul, and all of you in subconscious to get that integration going, to start helping you write the book and help you tap into that resource within you. I find it's something that is really like channeling. It's artistic
Hmm.
channeling that um, that flow and that creative engine in you to write a book, even to maybe paint paintings if you do that, make sculptures.
A shadow comes out through this type of work and through the energy that gets moved through your system. It's the possibilities are endless.
It does. It's
How things could change once we get in there and start taking on your case and unpacking everything, looking at your life from a holistic angle. Like because everything is so interconnected that once we get that energy flowing, that's representative of all these other reflections that could come through the hologram. So instead of getting this distorted image, we can help you get your energy to this very intentional, beautiful, blissful place. And the rest of your reality will reflect it. It's a gift that you give to yourself and an investment in you.
I agree. Um, yeah, it is an investment too. with how once you get that spark um, sparked and the flame burning in that engine, then you still have to keep it going. You can't just turn it off and let it expect it to continue, although sometimes it's still there when you tap into it again. But you really have to keep it going, keep doing the work if you truly want to write that book, make that piece of music, make that art, or even start that business or whatever it is that you feel called to do. And callings, inner callings is another thing that I want to talk about with getting unstuck is for so many years, this book has been one of my callings and it's one of my missions in life. And I'll definitely see it through to completion and other books too. I have other callings in life too, though. One that's been kind of nudging at me more recently in life since I've been clearing and activating parts of my energy body and self with Reiki and other even hypnotherapy healing. It's teaching, and that's something I'm still starting up and figuring out how to get into. I think I have some ideas of how to get that started. But yeah, teaching, I have been feeling called to do, I think start with intuitive development and psychic skills and energy development class.
Absolutely.
And that will be one after another. And I'll probably repeat them too. But yeah, that's something I have knowledge of is the intuitive, psychic, and empathic and energy capacities of people, and as well as just the energy that
Yeah.
we can work with. And so, yeah, it's the callings.
I think I see you having a lot of students because it's like life is bringing you to this place where it's like you like working with people one on one, but then you want to make that ripple effect larger because you understand the value of the work and how the world changes the more people know how to go through these processes and know what to do with their energy and how to follow their intuition. That's survival of the fittest for the future is, that you're in tune in this way. And I think that's what makes our work so valuable is it truly sets a really solid foundation that you're like this tree that's rooted into the ground and the wind could be blowing, but your roots are still firmly planted in the ground and you're not going anywhere as all of this chaos goes on around you.
mhm.
It teaches you how to be in that grounded space. So for me, I was guided also to teaching. My practice has evolved more into a mystery school of sorts. It's basically all the teachings that I have come up with that I've used um, through hypnosis and advanced energy healing techniques over distance. I've created, these teachings and I'm inspired to help other people step into roles as healers themselves because that ripple effect, the momentum just keeps, it's like I feel like I was guided to teach um, from this place really deep inside that was like this higher force working through everything to like lead me to it. And it sounds like that's kind of what you're going through also right now, stepping into your role as a teacher on our planet at this time.
Yeah, it is. And this is really something that's been going on with me for at least a few months, I think, as I've been going through this um, great awakening in my life, which is really not surprising. But yeah, I've been getting these calls to do these classes that I'm gonna put together and start soon. I'm also facilitating an experiencer meetup group for alien and other paranormal contact and other types of experiencers. I'll be doing that soon at the end of this month. And yeah, I'll be doing that probably every month, I think, doing one of those. Anyway, yeah, I've been feeling these callings. I think some of it is from my ET guides, as I feel it is. Some of it's from other guides that work with me on the energy level, just through my mind and whispering through my subconscious. But they're tenacious, and of course, because it's part of my greater life purpose, and I'm ready for it, and I know how to do it, and I'm capable of it. They're not just gonna not let me do that because that would be a waste of my purpose and potential. And I think
Right.
that goes for everyone who has this type of purpose and potential. I think everyone can when they reach
Absolutely.
a certain level and heal and activate too. Um, but
Doesn't mean everyone will, but
yeah,
everyone has that capability to, we're all equally like, it's all of these micro choices that all add up.
it is. Yeah, I think we're all capable of great things, whether that's creating business
Totally.
books and networks and even maybe even TV shows and movies and whatever big stuff. But great things can also be just little things, helping one person, helping a few people, um, being a guide, even a librarian, doing something great, even taking the first step, writing the first page of a book or an outline for what you want to do, or even just sending kind messages to people can be great for yourself and them. Taking flowers to people in elderly homes or giving money to um, and resources to people in need, fundraising for
I love
charity,
that.
orphanages, and other things. Yeah, we're all capable of great things. And so, one thing
And
is,
that just reminds us of our greatness. It affirms our abundance every time we do stuff like that. It
yes,
roots us back into that deep abundance that really is who we are, and that really is life and how it is. But by us giving like that, it's going to come back hundredfold in many beautiful ways.
yeah, it does. And part of getting unstuck too and getting your life moving is learning what your um this is 4 P's I have written down that I want to talk about: passion, purpose, playfulness, and patience. So you have to first learn what your passion is, what you feel called to do, what you really like doing, and what you're passionate about in life. What you resonate with, if it's working with people, if it's just creating by yourself, um, if it's creating with other people or anything else, business, or there's literally a whole world we live on full of stuff you can explore. So figure out your passion, and then it's your purpose that really gets you going. And once you find your purpose and get that fire lit, you stoke it, you keep it going, you can grow it. It can be the motivator and be eventually the very core and uh, almost 100% of your life sometimes if it's the right passion for you. Um, so yeah, it's the passion and purpose that really gets you going. And then one thing I've learned is
Yep.
that through experience, and one of my guides helped me learn through oracle cards too, asking the right questions, is what helps me get energy flowing and clients too and other things just moving and working in my life is to be present. and playful. And for so long, I think it was working against me in my life and against my favor and against my dreams that I was holding onto these programs and keeping these programs going of trying to have these programs going of making something or setting the intentions constantly of what I want, trying to tell the universe what I want and expect it to just give it to me. But that's not the way the universe works. We're just tiny little organisms in this gigantic, infinite cosmos. And so
Right,
even as powerful spirits, I don't believe many of us are powerful enough to just tell the universe what we want, even though sometimes it does give us what we want and need, but not all the time. So what has helped me is learning to be present. This is also something I learned the value of and that helps in tinnitus treatment and trauma healing and other forms of therapy is just being present
totally.
with yourself, being present with what energy you feel in you at the moment and how you're feeling, not how other people have told you to be and feel or how
Right,
stuff around you, but be present with yourself, be happy, tap into your own inner joy. That joy can't be outside of you and all these ideas and trying to get something done later or for a deadline. Um, Joy and also love and inner peace and good qualities like that are not outside of you and around you. They're within you at the very present moment. There's nothing else because also judgments are one thing that get people stuck. And I figured out recently that um, by doing the opposite of judging, such as accepting and loving others and respecting others, that's being more in the moment and being more with yourself because if you're judging, you're not accepting or loving what actually is. And if you're not accepting things how they are currently, then you can never learn to change them or change how you react to them.
right.
That leads to one other kind of practical tool or tool set that I um, I kind of got from another thing that someone told recommended to me, but kind of made it my own. It's a seven letter or a seven letters, and they each represent a word. Of course, kind of what is that? Is that an analogy? Um, Blanking on the word for that right now, but it's GAISOTF, and that stands for gratitude, acceptance, intention, surrender, openness, trust, and flow. And so to really make things happen in your life and be present too, you need to start with gratitude. Maybe write three things or write a bit about gratitude. Practice also feeling gratitude for what you have and the good things in your life that you're grateful for. Every morning lately, I've been waking up with um, practicing gratitude and feeling gratitude and being grateful to be here and be able to create things again, create great things too.
And it's hard sometimes for some of my clients that I've noticed when they're in such a deep, dark place and they're like, I can't even connect with gratitude right now. So that's kind of one thing I was thinking that is kind of important to look at is in order if you're in a really, really dark space and you can't even connect with gratitude, then kind of, realize that life is a balance of the light and the dark. So you might have to sit in the energy of not even being grateful, but just trying to bring that quality of love to yourself, not even feeling grateful. Or, maybe you need to borrow the love that your family or those around you have for you to kind of, if you don't have that self love for yourself. And then yeah, then gratitude is perfect. Because then it starts bringing in more and more things to be grateful for. And that gratitude expands, and really, like, gratitude is the vibration, like, that's that pulsing vibration that you're always reaching for, is to like be on that level of consciousness and lined up with the gratitude and the beauty of life, and every moment is an enlightened experience. Like, we are the ones that are might be blocking ourselves subconsciously from seeing that, but every moment is a miracle, is a enlightened experience. Like, this is once in a lifetime, like each moment.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah, you can't replace the present moment. That's true. Gratitude is not, I think gratitude is a very important life principle and value. But yeah, I realize that some people are already in such a dark place that sometimes they do just need to start with feeling how they are, even if it's kind of dark or numb or something, that's still a feeling.
Right.
And then they can, from that first feeling, they can perhaps start to bring in ideas of even the foods they like, or going for a walk, or um, people they care for in life, just imagining those and bringing in more and more positive ideas until they can practice gratitude again consistently. And so then the next value is acceptance after gratitude. And yeah, just accept
That's
something
key.
as simple as you can't be here and be in the world and be happy or be effective with anything if you're not accepting yourself and what's around you, whether it's positive or negative creations from you, or if it's poverty, or if it's wealth and riches, or anything in between, or whoever and whatever is around you. You're always partly responsible for it, I believe. But yeah, accept what you have first and accept what is out of your power too to change. But also
Totally.
recognize and accept what you do have the power to change within you and around you, and accept that you always have the power to choose. Nobody can take away your power to choose and your choices. You can choose to stay in one place, or to choose to walk out, choose to do something a little different. Whatever it is, yeah, you always have the power to choose.
Possibility is always available to us.
It is. And then to better tell the universe what it is that you want, because we don't live in a universe and world matrix that is against us. We're not here for that. God and Spirit and Creator didn't put us here for that, or we didn't choose to incarnate for that either, to be against the world. We're here with the world. And so by setting intentions, writing them down helps. Um, Even practicing visualized meditations help a lot. Um, my hypnotherapy is almost always very um, visual, or with other forms of imagery, and imagery can be more than just
Yeah.
visual. It can be also sounds and smells and sensations and colors and other things like that.
I
Uh,
try to involve in mind, all of the senses, and kind of these like whimsical, like the subconscious loves sensing and feeling, and like hearing these whimsical words and like rhymes, and like these puzzles,
mhm.
so yeah, definitely visualization is huge. if you can visualize those images and make them so real, feel what you're feeling, hear the sounds, smell the smells, and then you combine that with your vibration that you're in as if that's already happening. Your subconscious, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's actually happening or what's just going through as these images because they become so real the deeper in trance people get and the more into that experience they are. So that's huge.
Yeah, and one particular technique I've heard from multiple people for manifesting and attracting things to you too is, especially when you do it consistently and repeatedly and very intensely, is casting your visualization and intention, but with emotion and the actual feeling of that moment and that reality of what you want in the future or in the now, and what you need to, and feeling what it's like to have that. Our universe responds to our emotions. Our emotions are not just simply chemicals within our bodies and brains. Our emotions are an energy that is part of the language of the whole universe. Even ETs and fairies and spirits and other beings use emotions and sense and communicate through emotional type energies. And so it's really feeling what that's like to have what it is you seek and what you need, um, that then is like a magnetic energy that helps draw it to you, or at least put that message out there of what you want. And so the next thing is, once you cast your intention, you have to surrender. You can't just stay in that program and that idea, even in the background. You can't just keep it there, because if you put in a program, even in a computer, perhaps it stays in the computer and it goes in and does its work. But if you just have the same program just like all over your computer screen all the time, then you're not, it's kind of like blocking yourself from being able to access other parts of your computer and other parts of the internet and programs that you can be accessing on your computer. You need to just put the program in and let it go, trust that it will do its work, and then surrender and know that it will happen. It's not just nothing. It's nothing is, and that things are responding to it. Because Derek, this actually relates to something you posted, I think it was yesterday on Facebook. Um, it says, true currency of the earth is not money, it's energy. And this is the same idea. I've been on this wavelength for a long time. I believe you have too. And this is, I think, wherever human is going to be going eventually, and where our star relatives are already operating for the most part, is
They
that
are.
currency and movement in the universe is not about paying money for fuel to travel places or do things with other species or whatever. It's their energy and their purpose. Um, my
Yeah,
understanding of a lot of the star people and interstellar peoples of different planets, star systems, galaxies, um, wherever they're from, is that most of them don't have money, or if their planets do have money, it's not quite like ours. It's not such a dense, greed-based money system. But they don't live their lives based on money either, even if that's part of their planet. They live their lives on purpose and like their actual soul's purpose for being in that body. Um, so that's,
exactly.
yeah, I'll share that. could be called, I guess, a meme or an image on Facebook later too when I post this video. But yeah,
And that's, it's a huge possibility. Human systems are failing. Things are not gonna be the same. Change is happening. The collective soup pot is being stirred up. Like if all of our collective was this big pot of stew that you were making right now, it's getting stirred up. Everything's getting recalibrated. And that process is really uncomfortable, but if you're not in tune with your energy moving forward, you're going to get swept up in the mix.
yeah. That's another thing I was just realizing too recently is um, you have to be kind of resonating and understanding and functioning with the energy of the present and also your present, um, the reality of your present country and
Because what we're in now, in our present moment, is just setting the stage in consciousness for the next moment that follows. So nothing is more important than our energy in this moment.
yeah,
But
what's important for not just manifesting, but really flowing with the universe is whether you're intuitive or psychic or not, to some degree, understanding, even if it's what other people say, understanding earth changes and updates in earth energies. And yeah, it's about understanding also the socioeconomic status of where you're at in your country and time and everything, because for a while now, probably years, um, part of me or parts of me have been kind of resonating and living with where I've been in past lives that I've accessed. And one tool that is helpful that I use in past life regression therapy is allowing the client or the person to leave the door open to the past life or the memory that they're accessing. And that helps bring in more memories and information. But at the same time, there has to be some boundaries I've learned because it hasn't been helping me. I've figured out to be um, basically living in like the pagan and the spiritualist and other types of past energies that have been as also shamanic figures in other lifetimes. But it's, I mean, they're not here. They're not this, and they're our American and modern capitalist and modern society doesn't operate the same way that they used to. They had their own systems, they had their own even economy, their own um, local and colloquial ways of doing things and ways of getting money. And in some societies, food has been much more free and just all access for everyone. But it's not like that, or usually not like that anymore. It's
right.
mostly you do have to have money to live here, but for that, money is life in a way. Money is part of life, and it's not something against you. It can work with you. And so you've got to work with the present time and the present moment and not be working in the past because the
And
past is,
the energy is where the money comes from.
yeah,
It's literally like your income is equal to your energetic impact. So, like, if you're trying to, like, you feel stuck manifesting, then look at, are you actually even like doing all the things that you said you were going to do? Probably not, or else you'd be having a better result. So just, do little things at a time, little micro things like, okay, well, I'll get this done towards my goal, I'll get that done towards my goal. And it's that energy you bring in the present to each little thing you do that sets that stage to the next stage in consciousness. And then you find yourself in a higher place, and then you keep going and just keep tackling those little things. And then that's how you step into your true balance and stuff, is just by, doing your authentic best in each moment.
Yeah, after all, you can't have conversations with business professionals or anyone in life if the person you're talking with is scattered in other times and places and their attention is not in the present with you on the topic that you're talking about. It's the same with the universe too. You need to really be present with yourself, with your purpose, with your energy and the energy you're putting out in your self-talk too, that is your conversation with the universe around you and your life. Um, it's a conversation. And so the next topic too is openness, and I've talked about this before. I think it was in the last video too. Um, just openness of
Have you read the book Outrageous Openness by Tosha Silver? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I haven't read that, but I'll have to put it on my list.
uh, Such a great book. I love that book. That's a great one if you're feeling stuck and you want to kind of realign with that playfulness of, your own relationship with the divine. That's a great book.
Yeah, coincidentally, I was at a fair a month or two ago, where the person next to me had that book and they were telling me about it. But yeah, thank you for bringing that
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, openness is a power that I learned, I think was at that fair too. Um, it pairs well with this energy that we've been talking about of presence and just being present with yourself and also joyful and playful. Um, yeah, openness to the universe, because the same way that you're conversing with the universe in every moment, or people too, you can't have the energy of a conversation with someone or the universe be coming through coherently and beautifully if you're also not present with it and maybe also playful with it and letting it be what actually needs to be said and done in the moment. And so that's openness, just also openness to,
And being open that it's not gonna be what the picture in your head, what, like, it's gonna be better, being open to that, not looking like, being into the vibration of the moment and being open to more, but not attached.
yeah, exactly. And it's that attachment that I was talking about is that blocks people and has blocked me same way.
It used to for me as well.
Yeah, you can't just have too many programs running in you to try to create things that you want against the universe, but you need to be open to also what other people around you are doing and creating and on their wavelength too, and what the universe can have you create with others and with it. And so, yeah, the power of openness is essential. And then
It is.
the next important one is trust. So once you've practiced gratitude, accepted what is here and what is happening and present, and then cast your intention for what you want and what you want to create, and then surrender it and live in openness, just practice trust. And that's like, I think trust is like the glue that holds the last five values together. Is you've sent all these good energies out and set your intentions and stuff, and then you're just surrendered, open, and trust. And it's that trust, just like with a business dealership, a business deal, or a partnership, and in life, or anybody, even family, or in love and friendship, you need to have trust with people, and you need to have trust with the universe. That once you've done your work, once you've done your homework, um, put the advertisements out there, and put the intentions and everything else out there on all levels, just trust that it will do something, that something will happen to move with it, and that people will respond, build in, and people will come. And you can't just build a sports stadium and have a sports event and not trust that people will show up. And yeah, it's that type of trust that really helps things happen. And the last idea I want to share is flow, and that goes along with surrender, and just being present is just flowing with what happens too, even if it's um, sometimes more in alignment with what other people want and need at the moment, even if it is.
Yeah,
So
so important.
yeah, so that's 7 values that I have been working with, that I want to share about.
Those are amazing. And
Yeah,
this is a great video to come back and watch over and over again. And also, if any of these topics that we've been discussing resonate with you and you're like, you know someone that would benefit from what we were talking about, share that video. And let us know in the comments how what you have done and what you'd like to hear us talk about, maybe, or anything like that, if Troy is open for that.
yes, please. Yeah, Derek and I are, of course, both on Facebook. I'm Troy J. Bacon. That's also my Facebook name, and Derek Ivy. Um, we're available through our websites, New Being Hypnosis for me, and
And
DBT Wellness.
yep, dgtwellness.com.
Yes. Um, so yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We're both working with people, and I'm open for new clients, certainly. Um, for me, I work with energy healing and Reiki and hypnotherapy that go well together. And a lot of my work is also founded on yoga and qigong and um, integrative principles of energy medicine, and also shamanism that I've learned over many years, maybe up to 10 years in the past or so. Um, and so it's really about working with the energy world, the spirit world, and yeah, working with the energy body too, and all parts of yourself that you need to work with to really get yourself grounded, get yourself here, effective, heal what you need, create, and work with spirits and guides too, and teach yourself hypnosis. And um, yeah, that's some of the gist of my process and tools.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I have a program where I teach people hypnosis and advanced energy healing techniques. So it's a private development program. It teaches you the ins and outs of the hypnotic techniques that you can use to induce deep levels of trance, do a lot of different protocols within those frameworks. So that's a wonderful program. Also, I do my practice is very full right now, but I am still taking on cases. So if anyone wants to book a consult call with me, I will take the time to listen to what's coming up in all areas in your life, and then we can kind of go from there and get you a game plan if I'm able to take on your case. So, yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you, everyone. This has been quite an honor to share more of my piece with you and to be collaborating with Derrick. And so, goodbye for now.
Talk soon.